Welcome back to another puzzle question. This one is an endgame study, and this is a quite incredible position. It is white's turn, and white will win this. Now, of course, white is winning because white is a rook, but black does have a pawn, and this is a quite annoying position because our king is in the back, and there is opposition. So we can't really bring the king closer as we wish. So if you want to pause the video and think about it, go ahead. I'll go ahead and show the answer in a second. Alright, so in this position, we got to start with moving the rook because our rook is under attack. And there are 3 squares that the rook can go. Now if you just go to the side, there's going to be a draw because they can push the pawn, they can push the king, and then follow. They promote, you trade the rook for the queen, it's going to be a draw. The problem with this is that our king cannot come closer because of the opposition. So it doesn't work. Now you are actually going to move the rook to e3 or e2. Those are the winning ideas. If you move the rook to e1, it becomes a draw. It becomes a draw because the opponent doesn't have to move the king right now. Right? I am going to talk about that in a second, but if the opponent doesn't move the king, it does become a draw because you cannot move your own king due to this annoying opposition, right? These 3 squares are protected by both of the kings, and they both cannot go to those squares. So we gotta move our rook, and I prefer the e2 move. Let's see what happens if we go to e2. Now if black doesn't move the king, let's start with e4. If they move the pawn to e4, now you actually have to move your rook again, right? This is the important part. You need to make sure that this king moves so that our king can come closer with tempo. Well, not tempo, but we are basically putting them into a zugzwang to make sure that their king moves. So if you move the rook to e1 now, which is the same idea as if it was on e3, you will just go down. They now have to move the king because if they just push the pawn, you eat it. So if they move the king to here, you are going to bring your king to e6. And now they can push the pawn. You are swinging the king from there so that we can catch this pawn. And now it is black's turn. So they can't push the pawn again. The rook can capture. So they'll go over here. Our king will go to d4. Now we are attacking the pawn and we want to capture it. So if they attack the rook, easy. If they push the pawn, you move your king to d3 and you are again attacking the pawn with 2 pieces. And then we just capture that. So after this is a straightforward rook king endgame checkmate idea. But if in this position, so we move the rook to e1, right? If they don't move the pawn, we analyzed, if they move the king instead, you are going to start with the same exact idea right away. Now we do want to capture that pawn. If they push it, you go over here. They can attack our rook, but you're already attacking that pawn twice. So we can capture. If they push the pawn, you bring your king. And again, we are attacking with 2 pieces, so we can win this. Now let's see what happens if we move the rook not to e3, e2, but to e1. Again, if you go to e3 and the king goes to f4, same thing. You can move your rook to here. The king has to move. Our king will do the same exact idea, right? Now, in this position, if we move the rook to e1, the king doesn't have to move. They can push the pawn, right? Now, if you actually try to bring this rook somewhere like this, the king is going this way, and if we try to do that idea, the king attacks the rook. Now, this king over here, they push the pawn. The king is trying to attack the pawn, but it's too slow. The king is already attacking these 3 squares, and after the rook goes somewhere, you can pin this, but they will go down, and there's no way for you to stop the pawn from promotion besides trading the rook for the queen, which will make it into a draw. That's why in this position, we do need to put the opponent's king into a zugzwang by moving into e2. That's what we are going to do. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is a difficult concept to understand, so you can watch it a few times if you want to go over it slowly. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. We do have an affiliate link in the description for chess.com. It costs nothing to click, but it does help us a lot. Thank you very much. See you guys in the next one. Bye.